Sarah here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about Hourglass. I tried $600 worth of Hourglass products and I'm going to share a full face and then my thoughts on every product that I've tried, what's worth it, what's not. So if you're interested in that, keep watching, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss any of my future videos. All right, let's get into it. I have been kind of dabbling into Hourglass for quite a few months now, but I asked you guys if you wanted to see a full face of Hourglass products and you guys overwhelmingly said yes. And so I went out and bought kind of the holes in my collection to do a full face. So I spent a lot of money to do this video and we're going to test everything out. I'm going to do a full face, this full face, and show you guys what's worth and what's not. At the end, I'm going to do a full review of what I think is worth the money. I'm also going to share my 4 products that I think that if you've never tried Hourglass, you should try those 4 products first. So yeah, let's get into it. Starting out, the only thing I have on my skin is my Origins Ginseng Moisturizer. So I'm going to go in with the Veil Mineral Primer. This is their mini size. I did pick up a couple of mini sized items just because I had some holes in my collection and I was trying to do this as much on a budget as possible because Hourglass products are very expensive. So this is the tiny mini version. I have been testing this primer out for about a week now, and my biggest takeaway is that I feel like it tints my skin a little bit white. That is like my biggest thing. I don't feel like it necessarily makes my makeup last longer, go on smoother, makes my skin feel any different. I just feel like it leaves a bit of a white cast on my skin. So it does feel very smoothing. But that's about the extent of it. And now that we're primed, I'm going to go in with the stick foundation. I have it in the shade Natural, and this I have been trying a bunch of different ways because I personally don't like stick foundation, so I was very skeptical about this one, which I've heard so many good things about this, but I just still felt kind of skeptical. So I watched the video that Sephora put out with Hourglass about how to apply this and how you dot it and then in kind of the center of your face and then you blend it out. I tried that. I tried doing the lines. I basically tried every way. I've tried a few different brushes, which if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that I always apply my foundation with a sponge, which might be partially why I don't like stick foundations as much. But I did try to use my Sigma F80. I used my Zoeva 102 Silk Finish. I tried my Real Techniques cheek brush. So I've tried quite a few different brushes. Today, I think I'm gonna use my Zoeva, and this one I just buff it out. And the thing about doing it this way is I feel like even if you put the product there, like it blends out, but I still need product down here. So I'm confused by the Sephora video on this. And then it also said if you need more coverage to stipple more on. So I basically found that I just don't like this foundation on its own. I actually really like it mixed. I've been mixing it quite a bit. I've been mixing it with this one. This is the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear foundation. But I do just want to show you what this looks like on its own so that you can kind of get the full idea. So that's kind of like the layer that they tell you to do. But again, I feel like I got no coverage down here, which is kind of where I need the most coverage. So I'm just going to put a little bit more on. Another thing that I'm not sold on for this foundation is I feel like it looks like broken up on my skin. Okay, so that is essentially 2 layers and I just feel like my skin looks terrible. Let's zoom you guys in. Okay, so you are nice and close. I just feel like I don't have the coverage that I want and it just looks a little bit dry and patchy on my skin. Okay, so for the sake of me wanting to save my makeup so I can show you guys the rest of the products and how they perform, I am going to put a very thin layer of the NARS foundation on top of this. And I'm going to blend that out with my Eco Tool sponge just because this is going to kind of be able to show you guys the best version of the rest of the makeup. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the powder. I have the Veil Translucent Setting Powder. This again is the mini version, so I could test it out. It comes in very similar packaging with the H as the sifter, which I think is cute that they have that same touch in the mini size. So I'm just going to put some of this into the cap. When I was picking up the last few items that I needed to kind of fill out my full face, I feel like I blacked out while I was shopping and I picked up the Veil powder brush. I did not need this brush in my life, but here we are, so we're going to use it. So I'm going to pick up the powder in the cap and I'm just going to dust a very light layer of this all over my skin. Okay, and then I do want to show you guys how I use the smaller end of the brush. If you do use concealer, this would be a great brush to set your under eyes with. But since I don't use concealer, I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to dip into my Tarte Hamptons Weekender palette because I don't have a contour from Hourglass. And I'm going to pick up the Farmer's Market shade. And this I found is like the perfect contouring brush because it's nice and fluffy, but it's also precise. So it gives you like a precise yet diffused look. So I have been using this every day for a little contour. All right, now I'm gonna go back in with the fluffy side that I used to set my whole face, and I'm gonna use my Ambient Lighting Bronzer. This is in Luminous Bronze Light. And I'm just going to bronze up my entire face with this. So I'm going to do the 3E method, which is what I always do. Next, I'm going to go into my Ambient Lighting blush. This is in the shade Mood Exposure. I picked this up during one of the sales. I just included it in a haul video recently, but I have been loving this blush. I think it's such a pretty color. I kind of want to pick up more of their blushes just because this one is seriously so gorgeous. Next, I'm going to take the Vanish Flash Highlighting Stick. This is in the shade Champagne Flash. And I like to take my finger with this and dot it on the high points of my cheekbones. If you want a more intense look, you can definitely just swipe this onto your skin, but I am going for a little bit of a more subtle look. Okay, the one thing I don't have from Hourglass is a setting spray, so I'm going to go in with my Milani and just blend out my makeup like I normally do. Okay, let's move on to eyes. I'm just going to get the creases. I don't really have many because I didn't put a lot of foundation on today, or at least the cream foundation. But I'm going to go back into my bronzer with a nice fluffy brush, and I'm just going to put this into my crease. Okay, now that I have that on, I am going to go in with this. It is the Scattered Light Glitter Eyeshadow in the shade Reflect. And this I have been trying out, and I have decided that I like it better applying it with my finger than I do with a brush. I've tried a bunch of different brushes, and I just feel like when I do it with a brush, I get more of just the glitter, but when I pick it up with my finger, I get more of the background rose gold color as well. So we are going to use the finger today, and I'm just going to put this all over my lid. Okay, so super simple eyeshadow, just a one shadow situation. Now I'm going to go in with this, which is called the Voyeur Waterproof Liquid Liner. Probably definitely said that wrong. But yes, this is the eyeliner we're going to go in with. Okay, I'm going to curl my lashes, and then we're going to go in with the Hourglass Caution Extreme Lash Mascara. Alright, I am going to let my first coat of mascara dry, and in the meantime, I'm going to go in with the Arch Brow Gel. This is the clear version. I know they do have tinted versions as well. I did just want to get the clear one though. I do want to note that I really like this brow gel, but I feel like I have to go in with a spoolie afterwards because the bristles on the applicator are farther apart, and so I feel like they don't do as good of a job of taming my brows. Next up, like I said before, when I was purchasing these products, pretty sure I blacked out because I ended up buying 2 lip products. The first one is the Confession Ultra Slim High Intensity Refillable Lipstick. This is in the shade One Day. I went in store to buy the foundation so I could match my shade, and then I saw this and then the packaging screamed at me, and then I bought it and I walked out and I have no recollection. So that is this one. The other one that I picked up is this, which is the Femme Nude Lip Stylo, and this is in the shade Nude number 3. And this is more of like a lip crayon situation that twists up. So I'm just going to show you guys both of them. So I guess I'll do this one first. So again, this is in the shade Nude number 3. And I do like formulas like this. This is what it looks like. I really like this formula. It's very comfortable, it's creamy, and I feel like it fades naturally, so you can just throw it in your bag and reapply when you need to. And then this one is in the shade One Day. I really love this too. I think this packaging is gorgeous. But again, this is a super creamy, it's really pigmented, so you don't have to go over your lips 1,000 times, but it's definitely really pretty and creamy, and it's comfortable. It doesn't dry down super matte. I feel like this is just like a true old school lipstick. Okay, lastly, I'm just going to go in with a second coat of mascara and then do my bottom lashes with the same mascara. Okay, so this is my finished full face of makeup. So let's go through one by one the products. I'm just gonna tell you guys if I recommend it, if I don't, what's actually worth the money, because I know Hourglass is very expensive. Obviously, I just spent a ton of money on a lot of these products. So let's hop into kind of the details. So I added up the total of all of the products that I've tried from Hourglass, and it is just over $600, which is insanity. So I do just want to talk about everything and what I think is worth it and not. First up is the Veil Mineral Primer. This retails for $54. I do really like the packaging. I think it's nice. It comes in this nice frosted glass, and it does have a pump, which I always appreciate. I personally just do not think that I am getting the benefits from this. I think that it leaves a white cast on my skin. It almost looks like a sunscreen cast in my opinion, and I just don't feel like it's doing anything super special to my skin. I enjoy it and it makes my skin feel really soft, but I'm not feeling like I'm getting crazy benefits from it. So I personally would say this is a pass. I do not think it's worth $54. Again, this is the mini size, so it was not $54, but the full size is. Next is the foundation stick. This is $46 and it comes with 0.25 ounces in it. And I guess we're starting off on a really bad foot because I don't think this is worth it either. I will say that I do really like the way that it looks when I mix it with the NARS foundation, but when I do that, like I applied all of this in this video so that you guys could see the full effect, but when I've mixed it with my NARS one, I'll put some of this on and then also the NARS at the same time and then blend it all out with the sponge instead of doing the brush and then the sponge. But yeah, this is just not, it's not my favorite. I feel like my skin looks better with other ones, and why spend $46 on a foundation that I feel like I have to mix in order for it to work for me. All right, moving right along is the Veil Translucent Powder. This, I really like the packaging. The full-size packaging is even prettier. This retails for $46 as well, and I really like this. I think that it does a great job. It doesn't leave a white cast. It is just a really pretty powder that just blends seamlessly into your skin, and I feel like it doesn't dry me out. It doesn't make my skin look dull. It makes my makeup last really well, and it does keep me nice and matte. So I really have been enjoying this. Next is the Ambient Lighting Bronzer. I have talked about this a million times. It retails for $50, so it is expensive, but this is my favorite bronzer of all time. I use it almost every single day. It has a nice mirror in it. The packaging is just absolutely gorgeous, and I cannot say enough good things about this. So this to me is definitely worth it because the product is just amazing. I can feel myself starting to sound nasally, and I was sick last month and it's been like this ongoing thing for like a month and a half, and if I talk for a while, I start getting congested, so I'm sorry if I'm sounding nasally and it's really annoying. Anyway, moving on. This is the blush in the shade Mood Exposure. I love this, and this one retails for $38. Again, it has the same packaging that the bronzer has, just a little bit smaller. I don't know why I went out of focus. So yeah, just a little bit smaller, and this is so good. I've used it every single day since I got it because it is just gorgeous. I guess I didn't swatch the bronzer for you guys either. Let me swatch both of them. I just feel like these are so natural and they just look so beautiful on the skin. So they have that luminosity that's just like that lit from within, like nice healthy glow without being an insane glow and without being really dull and leaving your skin like matte and lifeless. Next is the Vanish Flash Highlighting Stick. I have this in the shade Champagne Flash, and if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that I think this is worth the money. This is the most gorgeous highlighter, and I just love this shade. I think it's so pretty. So you can blend it out really nicely as well and just have this like nice glow. Next is the Scattered Light Glitter Eyeshadow. This is in the shade Reflect. This is a champagne shade. One thing I will say is the packaging is disappointing to me. It comes, I have hair stuck. It comes in this little pot, which the pot is fine, but then this is plastic. I think I was expecting it to come in like a glass pot. I have eyeliners that are from the drugstore that are in glass pots, so the packaging just feels a little bit cheap considering the price tag. I don't know if I said or not that it's $29, but this is beautiful. I will not deny that I think it is absolutely gorgeous, but I do not think that it is worth $29. Like $29 for one eyeshadow is a lot of money. So unless this is something that you think you would wear on a daily basis, I'm not sure that you're gonna get your money's worth out of it. Or if you're like a makeup collector, no judgment here. I have way more makeup than I will ever use in my lifetime. But I think $29 is steep for one eyeshadow, even though it's stunning. Then we have the Voyeur Waterproof Liner. This packaging again is gorgeous. It's that nice gold packaging. This is $34 and it has a nice tip on it. This is one of those that has a like more stiff tip, so you can get a nice line, thick or thin. You just have a lot of control over it. It's not flimsy, so it's gonna go exactly where you want it to go. I really like this. I've been enjoying it. It dries really quickly, so you can curl your lashes. I'm trying to remember which one I was just talking about that I felt like I curled my lashes and all of it came off, but this does not do that. So I've been really enjoying this. This is one of my favorite liquid liners that I have used. So yeah, $34 is a lot, but if you're looking for a liner that you can rely on, this is a good one. Another product you guys have heard me talk a million times about is the Caution Extreme Lash Mascara. This has been in my favorites videos. It is expensive, it's $29. I actually have a backup of it in my drawer because it is so good. It's a bit of a drier formula. My drawers squeak like crazy. It is a bit of a drier formula, so that is something, if you don't like drier formulas, you will not like this. But this is the one mascara that stays on my bottom lashes without transferring. I've never had another mascara do that, so that is amazing. The wand is really nice. I feel like it separates, it lengthens, it just gives you the drama, and you can build it up and do multiple layers without getting super, super cakey. So this is just a really, really great mascara. Okay, let's talk about this brow gel. This is $28, and I want to show you guys the brush because I did mention it when I was doing my makeup. So I just feel like the bristles are a little bit far away because I do want to kind of like control where my eyebrows are going. Wow, I don't know where my brain is, but I don't know if you guys have this problem too, but I feel like when I put brow gel in, no matter what brow gel it is on the planet, my brows will still fall if I move my hair a certain way or if I change my shirt or whatever. My brows do not like to stay in place. So I've heard that using soap in your brows is amazing. I have not tried that yet, which I need to try it. But this I feel like does the same job that my Benefit Gimme Brow does. And I like it, but I wouldn't say that it's necessarily worth $28. But again, I personally don't have a recommendation of a brow gel that's better than this one. So yeah, if you guys have a brow gel that you absolutely love, leave it down below in the comments. I am always on search for a good brow gel. All right, let's talk about this lipstick. It is the Confession Ultra Slim High Intensity Refillable Lipstick. This retails for $34. I am also going to note that there's an option that doesn't come in this packaging. It's like the refill option, and that one is $22. So you spend $12 for this packaging. Again, this was one of those in-store blackout moments in my life where I bought this, and yeah, here we are. So I do think the packaging is gorgeous. It's definitely something, I included this in my gift guide for beauty lovers. I think that this would be a really pretty gift to give somebody. It's one of those things it's very luxurious, and it's something that she's probably not gonna buy for herself because it's straight up, it's not worth that money to pay the extra for the packaging. If you want the lipstick, which is really good, get the regular one. You don't need this extra packaging. But if you're gonna get it as a gift, I feel like it's just like a little bit of a luxury gift to give to somebody. If you didn't see my gift guide, I will leave it up here for you guys because there are so many good beauty gifts in there. Anyway, I think the color is beautiful. I think the packaging is beautiful. Do I think that it's worth $34? Absolutely not. I think that the color is gorgeous. I'm really glad with the color that I chose. This is again in the shade One Day. Yeah, that's about all I have to say about this. I would personally say save your money. There are so many lipsticks out there that are less expensive and you're paying for the name and the packaging. Okay, the other lip product that I got is the Femme Nude Lip Stylo. This is $32. These come in 5 shades, but they do have just the regular lip stylos, and I don't know how many shades those come in, but this is really gorgeous packaging too. I mean, all of Hourglass packaging is gorgeous if we're being honest here. But this one is a crayon, and this color is really gorgeous as well. This is Nude number 3. So you guys can tell I'm very, very loyal to my nudes. So this is the Nude number 3, and this is the skinny one in the fancy packaging. I really like this one. I think I'll wear this color more in the summer. I will say this isn't worth $32 at all. There are so many other lip products out there that are just as good. Even crayons like this. I really like the L'Oreal crayons. I like the Clinique Chubby Sticks. Either way, there are so many lip products out there, and you don't need to spend $32 on this. I don't think that it's special enough that you need to buy it. Last but not least is my $64 brush. This is the Veil Powder brush. It is dual-ended, so I feel like that makes up for it a little bit. This is super, super soft, and I will say that this has so many purposes, especially if you do use concealer, because you can set your under eyes with it. It's like the perfect shape and size. And then again, I did the contour with it, which I showed you guys. So I think that there are a few uses for it. And then this, I set my whole face with it, and I did my bronzer with it. So I think that if you wanted to, you could totally travel with this and use it for multiple things. But I mean, it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous brush. The bristles are insanely soft. It feels luxurious, and I have nothing bad to say about it. Is it worth $64? No, probably not. I have plenty of brushes that I love. You guys know that I love my EcoTools brushes. I love Real Techniques brushes. There's just so many affordable brushes out there that are great that I don't think that you need this, but if you want to splurge on a brush, this is a really good one. One more product I do want to mention, I actually ended up returning it last week, is the Ambient Lighting Edit Volume 4. I did a full video on that. It's up here. I enjoyed the powders, but the pan size was so small, and it's $80. So if you want to see my full thoughts, see me apply it. I applied it on my face as well as my eyes. It's really pretty. The products in it are gorgeous, but I guess for me and the way that I use my products, I wasn't gonna get my use out of it. I picked it up a few times. I liked it, but I wasn't reaching for it because it just didn't fit into like my routine. So I did end up returning it because $80 is a lot of money if you're not going to use the product. So like I said, there's a full video, full review, demo, the whole deal that will be linked up here in case you guys are interested in my full thoughts on it and all of that. It is still available. I believe it's limited edition, so if you do want it, scoop it up now. But since I did that video, I really evaluated. I'm trying to do that more, is really evaluate the products that I'm buying and if they're actually worth the money. And I personally think that that one was a pass. So if you are brand new to Hourglass, I would say my top 4 products are the highlighter, the Caution Extreme Lash Mascara, the bronzer, and the blush. These are my 4 favorite products that I've tried so far. I love them. I can't imagine doing my makeup without them. They're just absolutely amazing. And 3 out of those 4 I already had in my collection, and I purchased this one about a month or so ago. So I've had all 4 of these. None of these are products that I purchased to try out for this video, which is kind of ironic because I just spent a ton of money. Anyway, those are all of my thoughts on Hourglass. Let me know down below, have you tried Hourglass? Are you a fan? What do you like? What do you not like? Let me know all the things down below in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.